welcome, welcome. Listen, your content should be generating you income, okay? We spend way too much time on these apps to not be making no money. Because let's be real, some of y'all are on here all day and all night. I already know. If you are not building your business, if you are not making money while you are on these apps, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Threads, I don't care, then we've got to fix that today. Not tomorrow and not next week, not next year. It has to get fixed today. These are billion-dollar companies and you're not even getting a piece of the pie. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense. Something else I want you guys to understand is this. Good morning. You should be generating income while you are asleep. On this live, we're trying to build generational wealth, but we cannot do that if the only time you make money is if you're actively working for it. Let's be real. At some point, you're going to want to take a vacation, right? At some point, you're going to want to do self-care. You're going to want to spend time with your family. Yeah. But if the only time you're making money is if you're actively working for it, well, then that's a problem that we've got to fix today. Not tomorrow, not next year. It has to get fixed today. What I want you ladies to understand is this. Good morning. You only need one digital product in your store, okay? Just one. And that one product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life forever, okay? There is something that you already know how to do. There is something that you are extremely good at. And whatever that thing is, that's what I want you to sell. When I first started, you guys, 6 years ago, I lost 100 pounds. And on my weight loss journey, good morning, I learned how to eat right, I learned how to exercise, and most importantly, I fixed my mindset. And so what I did was I turned all that information that I learned into an ebook. And I started selling that ebook to other people who also wanted to learn how to lose weight too. Okay? So anything that you want to sell, you can sell. But you want to know why you're not doing it? You want to know the truth? The truth is because you live in fear. Good morning. You live in fear. On my life, fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You've been running away for years. You've been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years because you're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of people talking about you. Good morning. You're so fearful of failing. And all of this fear that you have is literally stealing your dream life from you. Because let's be real. You know exactly what kind of life you want to live. Yes, you do. You have prayed about it and prayed about it. You have manifested, you created the vision board. You know what side of town you want to live on. You know what kind of car you want to drive. You know what kind of vacations you want to take your family on. Good morning. You know all of the things. But every single day that you don't live like that is another day that you could have, but you made the choice to let fear steal it from you. We've got to fix that, okay? We've got to fix it today. For those of you guys who have never seen my face before, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. On this live, we're going to be building our online business from scratch. I'm going to be teaching you guys how to create your ebook and how to sell it. But most importantly, among all else, you guys, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to build you. Contrary to popular belief, you are getting in your own way. I know it's not what you want to hear, but it's the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth. You are holding yourself back. Good morning. You are telling yourself what you can't do and what you're not good at. You are the one who lacks confidence. You are the one who lacks consistency and discipline. And until we fix you, nothing that we talk about is going to matter. You continue to self-sabotage yourself, and we've got to fix that, okay? I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning. It would be in your best interest to write it down. If I know anything about you, you are human, right? Which means you're bound to forget. You always do, because life's and stresses, right? But if you take notes, if you write it down, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to those notes and get it done, okay? The key word of this live, you guys, is going to be execution. Good morning. You are going to hear me say this word 10 million times because I need it to stick in your pretty head. Psychology has already proven that the more you hear something, the more it sticks, and we need to execute. We've got to execute. I'm not about to sit here and tell you that you don't have to do shit and you're going to make $10 million. I'm not going to tell you that. You're going to have to execute. Not only are you going to listen and write things down today, but you're going to actually do what we've been talking about, okay? All right. If I say anything this morning that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. YouTube, I see 10 people on here. Let's get some thumbs up going. TikTok, double tap the screen. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And believe it or not, there are a lot of women who have no clue that they are holding themselves back. They have no clue that the reason they're not building their online business is because of their lack of discipline, consistency, and confidence. They don't have any idea. They're blaming any and everybody else. So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others, okay? If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and type the word ready in the class or in the chat. Let me know that you are here and that you are present. I just need one person to type the word ready. Let me know I'm talking to somebody this morning. YouTube, thumbs up the live. I see 25 people in here and only 3 thumbs up. It takes 2 seconds to hit that double tap. Good morning, good morning. If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat, because if you are ready to learn, I am ready to teach. While I wait for one person to type the word ready, let me ask you, when was the last time you said to yourself that I'm going to spend 30 minutes today working on my goals? I don't care what's going on. I don't care who needs what. I'm going to spend 30 minutes today working on my goal. Some of y'all don't never do that. Some of y'all like, what, girl? Huh? Ladies, you are going to have to start making yourself a priority in your own life. It's not up for negotiation, okay? You are going to have to start setting aside at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes to doing something that's moving the needle forward to the goals that you want to achieve. You have to make yourself a priority. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing, putting everybody above yourself, and keep watching from the sidelines, hoping, praying, wishing, and manifesting for a life that you could actively be working for. You got to put yourself first, okay? Because if you don't, nothing that we talk about this morning is going to apply to you, because you won't even set aside 20 minutes to get it done. And don't you dare say you don't have time. That is a lie, because you have time to scroll social media. You have time to catch up on your favorite TV shows. You have time to work on your business, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get started. So what is a digital product and how will we build our business? So a digital product, ladies, is something you do not have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You don't physically have it in your possession. It's all out somewhere in the cloud, okay? You are going to create something to sell, and it could be anything. Please don't overthink. There's something that you already know how to do very, very well, okay? Whatever that is, that's what I want you to sell. And yes, I want you to create your own thing. See, some of you guys want to buy courses to resell because somebody on one of these apps told you that you can make $1 million tomorrow and you bought in. But have you made it yet? No. It is extremely difficult to sell something that you don't even care about. You didn't buy the course because you were called to it. No, you bought the course because you were promised an absurd amount of money. But when you create something to sell that you actually have a passion for, it is so much easier to show up and talk about it because you actually like what you're talking about. So just do yourself a favor and choose something to sell that you actually like. And it does not have to be an ebook. It could be an e-course. It could be workbooks and journals, affirmation guides. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do it. Okay? Now I'm going to give y'all 2 apps. 2. These apps will change your entire life if you use them. So not only are you going to download it, you're going to open it up and you're going to use it. Okay? If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put 1 in the chat. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Let me tell you what, while I'm waiting for at least one person to put 1 in the chat, one of the biggest reasons why people struggle with posting their content is because they care way too much about what people think of them. They care way too much. They're worried about what so-and-so is going to say. What is so-and-so going to think? What if I look stupid? Let me tell you this. Confidence is who you think you are. I'm going to say that again. Confidence is who you think you are. And the reason why so many people struggle to post their content is because they lack confidence. Okay? But the reason why you lack confidence is because you never, ever, ever keep the promises that you make to yourself. Time and time again, you told yourself you was going to start a business. You told yourself you were going to lose weight. You told yourself you was going to read more books. You told yourself all of these things, and you haven't done it. Every single time that you break the promise to yourself, you are slowly eroding at your confidence to where you no longer think highly of yourself. That's a problem. Starting today, if you told yourself you were going to do something, then you got to do it. It's not up for negotiation. You've got to do it. You have got to build your confidence so you can stop worrying about what people are thinking about you and reach the goals that you have for yourself. It is not up for negotiations, okay? All right, very good. App number 1 is Canva. Good morning, good morning. Canva. You will be using Canva for everything, okay? So maybe you do want to create content. Canva has thousands of Instagram Reel templates on there for you to use, okay? Maybe you do want to start that YouTube channel that I tell you to start every single day. Canva has thousands of YouTube thumbnail templates on there. And the thumbnails, you guys, in case you didn't know, are just the pictures that you see before you actually click on the YouTube video. This is what draws people's attention to your videos in the first place. They're getting them all off of Canva, okay? And maybe you do want to create an ebook. That's what I'm going to teach you guys how to make this morning. But you want it to look all professional and branded. Cool. Canva has thousands and thousands and thousands of ebook templates on there, okay? So many things that you can customize and all the things, okay? Now, good morning. Before we get into app number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who is still holding on to fear, okay? Ciao. If you're new here, we said fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what she's about to do right now. We ain't even get started yet, and she's ready to run away. Because she's saying things to herself like, well, Jazz, I would love to start an online business. This sounds great, but I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old for this? What if it's too late for me? Okay, well, before you run away, listen to me. The first thing I want you to know is you woke up this morning. That is a blessing, okay? Every single day that you wake up means that you were blessed with another day to work on your goals. You were blessed with another opportunity. So use it until you are 6 feet under. It is never too late to start your online business. Number 2, you are very tech savvy. Yes, you are. Don't gaslight yourself. Yes, you are. Because let's be real. You're on social media all day. You're liking, commenting, sharing, archiving. You're doing all of the things. That takes tech savviness. So, you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And number 3, for my ladies who think they're too old for any of this, what did we just say? We said we were going to sell our knowledge. So if you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. Thank you, Carmen. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you can be selling. So get to selling, okay? All right. If you're ready for app number 2, go ahead and put a 2 in the chat. She said, I am currently using Canva to build my business. I'm interested in hearing about the platform. Amen, amen. Make sure you are taking your notes, Jasmine. Welcome, welcome. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business from scratch. Remember, the key word of this live, ladies, is execution. So not only are we going to talk about it, not only are we going to write it down, but we're going to actually do the thing that we're talking about this morning. Okay, we have to do it. We got to do it. All right. Good morning. App number 2 is ChatGPT. This is AI. Hello, hello. You will be using AI for everything. Ladies, this is going to make your life so easy. Okay. So maybe you do want to create content, but you're just not too sure what kind of videos to make. Fine. ChatGPT will tell you. Maybe you do want to start that YouTube channel, but you're just a little camera shy and you're not too sure what to say in the videos. Fine. ChatGPT will script the entire video for you. Now all you gotta do is say the words, okay? And maybe you do wanna write an ebook or create an ebook to sell, but you're just not too sure what to put in it. Cool. What if I told you ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Ladies, I cannot make this up. It has never been easier than today to start your online business. But again, you keep getting in your own way. You keep putting everybody before you. You keep telling yourself what you can't do, what you're not good at. You keep procrastinating. You keep making excuses. And until we fix you, it don't matter what we talking about this morning, because you ain't gonna get it done. We gotta fix it, okay? So I gave you Canva, I gave you ChatGPT. Now we're gonna put it together and write it. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. If you are not taking notes, tisk, shame on you, because if I know anything about you, you're a human, which means you're gonna forget. You always do. Am I lying? You always forget. So when you do forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Also this morning, if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen, like, comment, share. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people, okay? All right, prompt number 1, so you can open up ChatGPT. In the search, you're gonna type this in, here we go. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Good morning. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for me to repeat it, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths do not get fed. If you got that, put got that in the chat. Let's go, let's go. Let me know that you are here and that you are present. I need at least one person to put got that in the chat. That lets me know that you care about what we're talking about. Yes, I can repeat it. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Thank you, New York Star. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. All right, y'all got that. Going once. Going twice. Thank you, Lori. All right, very good. You're gonna hit insert. Now, before we move forward, I need you guys to write this word down. This says consistent. Write it down, write it down, write it down. And then after you write it down, I need you to underline it, and then I need you to go ahead and circle it. Because this morning, on this beautiful Saturday, you and I are going to lock in on the true definition of the word consistent. Because a lot of you guys are extremely confused. So I'm gonna go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means when you feel like it. Some of y'all think consistent means once in a while. Some of y'all think consistent means if you have time. No, ma'am. Absolutely not. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, I need you to be working on your business or any goal that you have for your life at least 4 out of the 7 days. Whether you want to do 20 minutes 4 times a week, whether you want to do 5 hours 4 times a week, I don't give a damn the amount of time, but you will be spending at least 4 out of the 7 days working on your business. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time. That is a lie that you continue to tell yourself. Because if you have time to scroll social media, if you have time to watch YouTube videos, if you have time to archive posts, if you have time to catch up on your favorite TV shows, then you have time to work on what's important to you. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You are going to have to be consistent if you want any of this to work. You could work on your business before work. You could work on your business during your lunch break. You could work on your business when you get off of work and when the kids go to sleep. But you have got to be working on your business consistently. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? Now, let's make consistency easy. Because life is hard enough, right? Life is life. Stress is stressing. Then bills is piling up. Let's go ahead and make consistency easy so we can actually get it done. Okay, listen to me. It is so much easier to be consistent when you do things that you truly enjoy doing, okay? I want you to go through the list that ChatGPT gave you and only pick ideas that you truly like. I want you to ask yourself, what is something that I would absolutely love to talk about all day, every day, if I was getting paid to do it? And whatever that thing is, that's what you need your business to be on. That's what you need your business to be on. See, when you do things that you like to do, it doesn't feel like work. And when things don't feel like work, you're more likely to get it done. And this is another, listen, sometimes, a lot of the times, the reason why we struggle with depression, the reason why we feel anxious and frustrated in life is because throughout our full 24 hours of the day, we don't sprinkle in anything that makes us happy. Your life begins to feel like it's on repeat, right? Like get up, go to work, be unhappy, come home, take care of your family, go to bed. And it just repeats over and over again. And there's nothing in that day that made you happy, that gave you excitement. But when you start scheduling things into your day that you truly enjoy doing, that you look forward to, now you're happier. Now you're excited. Now you're ready to show up consistently because you have something that you truly love. So do yourself a favor and only pick things that you actually want to talk about. And if ChatGPT gave you 10 things and you don't like none of the things it gave you, fine, ask for 10 more. And keep asking until it gives you something that you want. Okay? Okay. One more thing before we move into prompt number 2. This is critical, ladies. If you don't remember shit else I say this morning, you better remember this. Write this down. Money flows where energy goes. I'm going to say that again. Write this down. Money flows where energy goes. Money flows where energy goes. Don't you ever forget that. If you're anything like how I used to be, you are giving all of your energy to any and everybody. You have literally become an energy vending machine. Yes, you are. You're giving it to everybody, giving it away. You are giving all of your energy to your husband, your boyfriend, your partner, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your aging parents. You are giving all of your energy to your coworkers and your job. You are giving all of your energy to the news and celebrity gossip. You are giving all of your energy to your friends. And by the time you sit down to work on something for yourself, you can't. You can't. Because you gave all your energy away. And now you feel drained. You feel exhausted. You feel defeated. You feel frustrated. You feel resentment. Because you keep giving all of your energy away. And let's be clear, most of these people that you're giving your energy to are grown, able-bodied adults who can do things on their own. And they are not reciprocating the energy back to you. Because if they were, you wouldn't feel drained. If they were really reciprocating it back, you would not feel frustrated. Because it'd be an equal level of give and take. Thank you. You give, they take. They give, you take. But that's not what's going on here. You're doing all of the giving and they're doing all of the taking. That's a problem. So, starting today, we are going to start being stingy with our energy. And we are going to start telling people no. No is a complete sentence. And you don't have to explain shit to anybody. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her talk about her problems. It makes you human. Ladies, you matter too. Your happiness is important too. So you're going to start telling people no. No, I cannot loan you any money. That is money that I could be using for my business. No, I cannot give you rides. That is time I could be spending for my business. No, I cannot sit here and listen to you talk about your problems. I have to fix my own. Go get a counselor. Because when you start telling people no, then you start saying yes to you, okay? And now that you're being stingy with your energy, you now have the energy to focus on what's important to you and actually getting it done. See, a lot of you guys are trying to pour from an empty cup. Your cup has been empty for years, okay? You cannot effectively pour into others if your cup is empty. You can't do it. That's why it's not working. And in order for your cup to be an overflow, you have to start putting yourself first. It's not up for debate. It's a non-negotiable. So you have to start telling people no. Money flows where energy goes. When you start putting energy into you and what's important to you and your goals, the money flows right behind it. I cannot make this up. Never forget it, okay? All right. Good morning for those of y'all who are just tuning in. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business. Now, after you choose the digital product idea that you want to use, you will type this in the chat. This is prompt number 2. Here we go. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths don't get fed. The key word of this live, ladies, is execution. So not only are we going to talk about it, not only are we going to write it down, but we're going to actually do it, okay? You have to execute. Thank you, the monarch. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem is prompt number 2. Prompt number 1 is give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Y'all got that? Go ahead and put got that in the chat. Going once, going twice. All right, good. You're going to hit enter. This is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to start your online business because ChatGPT literally wrote the ebook for you. It wrote it, okay? This is why I keep telling you that you're getting in your own way because everything that you need is literally right in your phone, okay? Now all you have to do is copy and paste. You will literally, do not let this go over your head. You will literally copy what ChatGPT gave you and you will paste it into your Canva template. So open up the Canva app. In the search, type in ebooks, hit enter. It's gonna give you thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one, and they're all 1000% customizable, meaning you can swap out the colors, the fonts, and the pictures. You can do all of the things. You will copy and paste. Now, for my ladies on here who love to overthink, you know who you are. Because you overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed, and it's not getting you anywhere. Stop. Stop. I want you to write this down. Good morning. This says KISS, K-I-S-S, and this is an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple Silly. Keep it simple, silly, okay? So, the only thing I need you to do is make sure that your ebook is clean, simple, and legible. That's it. Clean, simple, legible, okay? Once you have copied and pasted, and you love the way it looks, you will download it as a PDF file. Download it as a PDF file. You will then upload that file to your hosting site. Write these down. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stand Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more. These are some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5. If you've got all of this, go ahead and got that in the chat. Stand Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. While I wait for somebody to got that in the chat, let me tell you something I've noticed about us humans. One thing I noticed that we love to do, and I used to be guilty of this too, is we love our comfort zone. We love our comfort zone. We love it. And our comfort zone is just our daily routines and habits, okay? It's just what we do every day. The people we hang out with, the places that we go, the type of content that we consume, the vices that we have, that's our comfort zone. It's your daily routines and habits, okay? But notice how that comfort zone of ours never gets us the results that we want out of life, okay? Because nowhere in that comfort zone do you have financial freedom. Nowhere in that comfort zone do you have happiness. Nowhere in that comfort zone do you have confidence. Nowhere in that comfort zone do you have the discipline that you want. Okay. That comfort zone does not have the results that you're looking for. It's not there. You've already looked. It's not there. Okay? That comfort zone of yours is draining you. That comfort zone is keeping you miserable. That comfort zone is keeping you from financial freedom. That comfort zone is keeping you from the confidence that you want. And until you take a half an inch out of that comfort zone, you will not reach your goals. You won't reach them. Have you reached them yet? I don't have to convince you. Just ask yourself and be honest. Have you reached any of your goals that you've had for yourself in that comfort zone? The answer is no. You have not. You are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone to get to the life that you want. And notice, because we've been in our comfort zone for so long, we get comfortable with being unhappy. We get comfortable with being stressed. We get comfortable with being insecure. We get comfortable with being broke. I am here to tell you, there is a life outside of that. There is a better life waiting for you outside of that comfort zone that you refuse to leave. You are going to have to make the decision to take a half an inch out. I'm not even asking you for a full foot. I'm saying take a half an inch out. Just do something a little bit different today that you didn't do yesterday. And over time, you will slowly become a totally different person. Imagine doing something a little bit different every single day for 2 weeks. Imagine how far you would get in 6 months. Imagine how far you would get in a year. All because every day you took a little inch out, just a little something different. Got to get out that comfort zone, ladies. That comfort zone is draining you. You got to get out. You have got to make the decision to take a half an inch out. Okay? All right. She said, last week I taught you a lot. Thank you so much, AJ. I appreciate that. All right, you guys, so back to our hosting site. So I use Stand Store. I love Stand. Stand is great, but Stand Store is very expensive, okay? Stand Store is $99 a month. That is very, very, very high if your business is not making that yet, okay? If you're brand new to all of this, Stand Store is not for you. Stand Store is not for you. Instead, I want you to use Gumroad. Gumroad, Gumroad, because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. Yes, men are on here too. Gumroad only charges you when you make a sale. They charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That is a great place to start. Now, what I know about you is this. You're gonna make money. How do I know that? Because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you promised you were gonna execute. okay? So when you do start generating income, then I want you to transfer everything over to Stand Store later, because Stand Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me tell you what's going on in the world of finance today, in case you didn't know. Buy now, pay later is taking over. Thank you, Casey. It is taking over, okay? Buy now, pay later includes Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, QuadPay, Affirm, PayPal. There's so many. It's taking over, okay? People are using buy now, pay later more than they're using credit cards. Yes, Gumroad. They are using buy now, pay later more than using credit cards, okay? Why do you think they put it on DoorDash? They didn't do it for their health. They're doing it because people are using it, okay? Thank you, Cactus. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. But for now, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad, you will start building your business, and then you will transfer everything over to Stand Store later, okay? So what we just did was we made the ebook. We took Canva, we took ChatGPT, we put it together and we made it, and then we uploaded it to our hosting site. Now we have to sell it. Yes, Gumroad. Now we have to sell it, okay? And I'm gonna teach you how to sell. And I gotta be honest with you, sales is 80% of the business. That's more than half. Okay, so we've got to get sales right or there will not be a business. We don't have a choice, all right? But before we get into sales, you're welcome. I want to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook that we just did, that process should not take you longer than 2 hours. 2. Honestly, it shouldn't take you longer than 1. But I will give you grace and I'm gonna give you 2. And just so you know, on this live, I don't care how old you are. I don't give a damn. On my live, age ain't nothing but a number. Ask my students. I don't care. What you're not going to do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. No, it does not. And I know you know how to copy and paste because you copy and paste the links to reels in the group chats all day. So you know how to copy and paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours, you and I have a serious problem that we got to fix today. One of the problems that you might be struggling with, and listen, I used to be guilty of this too. This is how I know. You want to be perfect, right? Because you're a perfectionist. So what that means is everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she will never get back just to overthink your brilliant idea and second guess your greatness. And then when you do decide to finally get started, you're going to take things out, put things back, get irritated and frustrated and have so much OCD because it's still not perfect and then give up on it again. Then you're going to let 3 more months go by that you do not get back just to overthink some more. And when you finally decide to get started yet again and reset, this time you're going to go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking, they're not even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. And then when they give you their opinion, you listen and you care. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you haven't done shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never, ever, ever get back. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. Lord Jesus, bless your heart. Listen. I've been there. I know. Listen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but sometimes that's just what I do best. But I'm going to hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you, and just know I'm saying this out of love. Ma'am, you are not perfect at all. I am not perfect at all. Nobody is perfect at all. We are all perfectly imperfect. See, what you really are is scary as hell. You are still living in fear. And what do we say? Fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea for years, some of y'all decades. Because you're so fearful of what people will think of you. You're so fearful of failing. You're so fearful of looking stupid. And the crazy thing is, this fear that you're holding on to is literally stealing your dream life from you. The life where you get to travel with your family and do the things that you want to do. The life where you get to have financial freedom and you're not stressing about bills. The life where you get to wake up every day doing what you love and what makes you happy. The life where you get to leave stuff to your children other than debt. That life, it is stealing it from you. It's stealing it. And you let it. You let it. Let's be real. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. You have prayed and prayed. You know exactly what kind of trips you want to take your family on. You know all of the things. But every day that you don't live like that is another day that you allowed fear to steal it from you. And if you want to dig even deeper into why we hold on to all this fear in the first place, it's because we're self-sabotaging. That's what all this is. Self-sabotage. You are doing this to yourself. You are getting in your own way. That's why I keep telling you, it is you that's holding you back. It's not your husband. It's not your kids. It's not your job. It's you. It is you. And the reason why we self-sabotage is because we have fragile egos. And your ego is terrified of feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. If you try something new, if you put yourself out there, if you get uncomfortable, and if it doesn't work, no. You're terrified of feeling disappointment. So you will self-sabotage to avoid feeling it. You will self-sabotage by saying you're too busy. Let's be real. You're not too fucking busy. No, you're not. No, you're not. I don't care. You are not too busy because you have more than enough time to scroll on social media. You're not too busy. But if you let go of the excuse of I'm too busy, well, now you have to accept the fact that you really do have time, which means that you have time to work on your business. But if you put the time in and you work on your business, and if it doesn't work, that feeling of disappointment scares the shit out of you. So you will self-sabotage by holding on to the excuse of I don't have time, I'm too busy. Self-sabotage. You will self-sabotage by holding on to toxic relationships and toxic friendships. That friend of yours that you refuse to let go of because y'all been friends for 20 years, that's not your fucking friend. She's not your friend. All she does is she doesn't support you. She talks shit to you. She uses you. But you will self-sabotage by saying, well, we've been friends for 20 years. I can't let her go. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. But if you did let her go, well, now you'll have the confidence. You'll have your resources because you're not giving it all to her. You'll have more time to yourself to work on your business and your goals. But you'll self-sabotage by saying that you can't let her go. Because you want to know what would happen if you let go of that toxic friendship and toxic relationship. You want to know what will happen? I'm going to tell you what will happen. You'll build your confidence up. You'll start to feel better about yourself. And then you'll actually get the shit done that you've always wanted to do. That's what will happen. You continue to self-sabotage because you don't want to feel disappointment if it doesn't work. But I am so confused because earlier you said that you hate living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said that you were tired of robbing Patrice to pay Paula. You said you were tired of dragging yourself to a job that you hate, that overworks you and underpays you. You said you were tired of giving up on yourself and not having confidence in yourself. Those are the things that you said. But every day that you live like that is another day that you're still living in disappointment because there's still things in your life that you're not 1000% happy with. I'm here to help you fix it, but we cannot fix it if we do not change. How can we bring more money into the household so we can stop living paycheck to paycheck if we don't have a business that's making money? You can't. How can customers buy your stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. They can't. How can we build our confidence and start feeling better about ourselves if we keep breaking the promises that we make to ourselves? You can't. You can't. So, you are going to have to launch the ebook as is. You're going to have to launch. And I need you to understand and understand that that ebook, that e-course, that private community, whatever you're working on, will never, ever, ever be perfect because you're not perfect. But here's the kicker. The more you work on your business, the better your business will get. The more content you put out, the better the content will get. The more products you release in the future, the better your products will get. Anything that you do over and over and over again gets better. I don't have to convince you. Look at the results in your own life. Believe it or not, you did not always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine because you did it over and over and over again. All of the businesses that we spend our hard-earned money with have gotten better along the way. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. No, absolutely not. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. They did not have their own production company making movies and TV series that are now winning Emmys and Oscars today. And they damn sure didn't have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, netflix.com. You had to make a list of the movies you wanted to see. And these were not their originals. These were movies that were once in theaters. They used to mail you a DVD off of the list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next one, you had to mail that one back. They did not wait till they could afford the fanciest software. They launched with what they had. And as they continued to grow their business, they got more customers. As they got more customers, they made more money. As they made more money, they were able to put that money back into the business to make it better. But it's still not perfect. We all got complaints. I still can't find shit on there to watch. And it will never be perfect. Netflix is $1 billion company. So I don't know why you and your ego think that you can skip the messy middle, but ma'am, I'm gonna need you to reel it on in some. Because if Netflix had a messy middle, I don't know why you think you don't have to have one, but you will, and you will launch regardless, and you will get better along the way. Me and hubby made a lot of money on Netflix stock. Yes, it got better along the way. I can't make this up. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you're distracted as fuck. Listen, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people aren't really looking for solutions to their problems. I know that sounds crazy, but it's the cold, hard truth. Most people are just looking to pass time. Most people are just looking to complain and vent to anyone who's willing to listen. But the minute that you give them the solution that they want to their problems, they bail. Because they were never really looking for solutions in the first place. I'm not here for that shit at all. I am here to help the woman who truly wants to change her life. But I cannot help you change if I do not make you aware of what you've been doing. Self-awareness is key. And in order to become self-aware, I have to tell you the truth so that we can fix it. So here's the truth. See, when you get off of work, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally start to feel better about yourself and have confidence. But you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, You could work on your business and reaching your goals, keeping the promises that you make to yourself so you can finally start to have self-respect, but you make the choice not to. You choose to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix and Hulu for hours late at night when your children are asleep. You could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping those promises that you made to yourself so you can stop caring about what other people think, because now you have confidence in yourself. But you make the choice not to. You choose to scroll social media and laugh at funny videos and share them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we hold on to all of these distractions in the first place, social media, gambling, drinking, all of these distractions that we have, it's because we're trying to escape. This is all escapism. And the reason why you're trying to escape is because there's things about your life that you're not 1000% happy with. And instead of you being a grown woman and fixing it, you make the choice to run from it. But let me ask you, is that working? Is it working? I don't know. Is that working for you? Just ask yourself. Be honest. Stop gaslighting yourself. Just be real with yourself. Tell yourself the truth. When you wake up in the morning, are you excited to start your day, or are you dragging out of bed saying, here we go with this shit again? Do you feel frustrated and irritated throughout the day, or do you feel genuinely happy? Because if that's not working for you, then that means it's time to change something. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if what you've been doing is not working, then this is confirmation to change it. Just change it. Instead of trying to escape a life that you are not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that we never feel the need to escape from? Okay. So this is what we're going to do today, not tomorrow, not Monday, not next year, today. Today, you are going to turn the TV off. Put the phone on Do Not Disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You are going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you get distracted there. You're going to start your ebook and then you're going to finish it. Not start, stop, come back next week, because we already know how you do. You're not coming back. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of these instructions, then go ahead and put clear in the chat, because respectfully, there is no point in talking about sales if we don't have anything to sell. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. If I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share. Also to you guys, make sure you follow me so you do not lose me. YouTube, make sure you subscribe, because they do steal my videos. They do make fake accounts and then they're going to turn around and message you pretending to be me. So do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these streets. So sales. I said a few minutes ago that sales is 80% of the business. That's more than half. Okay, so we got to get this right or there will not be a business. Thank you. But I also have to tell you the truth. Most people fail at sales. Okay? They fail at sales, but not for the reasons that you think. Because I know some of y'all are like, oh my God, I can't do it. Listen, sales is not hard. Sales is not hard. But people's mindset and the things that they think in regards to sales is what makes sales so hard for them. Okay, so in order to sell something, we have to first fix our mindset about sales. See, some of y'all think selling is begging. Well, Jazz, I don't want to make people think I'm begging them for money. Some of y'all say things like, well, Jazz, I'm not a salesperson. Some of y'all say things like, well, Jazz, what if I talk about my product too much and people unfollow me? What if I'm being annoying? Okay, well, let's go ahead and fix all that. Let's clear it all up. First of all, selling is not begging. Selling is solving. okay? People have a problem and you have a solution. You are not begging anyone for anything. So get that out your head. Number 2, you don't have a choice but to remind people consistently about your products and services and how you can help them. Because believe it or not, people are extremely, extremely, extremely forgetful. Ladies, everyone is living their own life, okay? Life is life and stress is stressing. And everyone is on social media all day long. So they are being bombarded with content. You have to remind people consistently about who you are, what you do, and how you can help them so they can even begin to remember, because they will forget. Why do you think I keep telling you to take notes? I keep telling you to write it down because what do I keep saying? You're gonna forget. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And when you forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. Why do you think I keep telling you the key word of this live is execution? You have heard me say that word over and over and over again. Why do I keep repeating myself? Because psychology has already proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks in your pretty head. And I need it to stick. You have to execute. You have to consistently remind people about your products and your services so that they can begin to remember. That's the only way any of this is going to work. Look at Amazon. We all know who they are. We are well aware. We all got the memo. And most of us are Prime members, meaning that we pay a monthly subscription to utilize Prime so we can get 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. And notice how even though everyone knows who Amazon is, and most of us spend our hard-earned money with them every single month, notice they still remind you consistently that they exist. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing one of their Amazon trucks, those big-ass blue trucks with their logo on it. They could have left them white, but they made them blue and put their logo on it and their slogan for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, which is multiple times a day, your brain remembers Amazon. You can't even go into a neighborhood or enter into a mailroom without seeing Amazon boxes everywhere. They could have left those cardboard boxes blank. They didn't have to put their logo on those boxes, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their packages, which is multiple times a day, your brain remembers Amazon. Now, do you really think that they're sitting in their marketing office saying, let's chill out because we don't want to be annoying? We don't want people to think we're begging them for money. What if we talk about Amazon too much and people think, or people unsubscribe from Prime? Do you really think they're thinking that? No. Because they know they have a solution to your problem. They know you're lazy and they know you want convenience. We all do. So they will continue to consistently remind you that they exist, and you will continue to spend your hard-earned money with them every single month. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm not a new face to you. I have been on this internet for 6 years full time. You might have found me on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I am all over the internet. How is it that I'm able to consistently show up talking about Glowup Academy without worrying about people thinking I'm being annoying or begging them for money or unfollowing or unsubscribing because I'm doing too much? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to become more confident in themselves, so they actually reach their goals and stop thinking that they're not capable of it. I work with them every single day inside of Glowup Academy. People want to learn how to become more consistent and disciplined. They want to actually follow through on the promises that they made to themselves. I work with them every single day inside of Glowup Academy. People want to learn how to build their online business. They want to monetize their platforms and sell their products. I work with them every single day inside of Glowup Academy. If people think I'm being annoying, then fine. They unsubscribe. Respectfully, I don't care. One thing I've noticed about people is people do not change until the pain of change outweighs the pain of staying the same. In other words, until they hit a brick wall. And when they do hit that brick wall, they always come right back. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you are gonna have to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, okay? All right, let's talk about sales. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz, and we are building our online business. If I say anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, make sure you guys are double tapping the screen. I do want to address the elephant in the room real quick, which is failing. I know a lot of you guys are terrified of that. You have these amazing ideas. You have this amazing goal for your content, your business, and your brand, maybe weight loss. You have all these goals, but you are terrified of failing. And that word failing has you in a chokehold, and it's keeping you from even getting started. But what if I told you that a lot of you are extremely confused on what the word failing even means? So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means you post your first YouTube video, and if you don't get 50,000 subscribers by the end of the week, then you failed. Some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you launch your first product and you're not a millionaire by the end of the month, then you failed. Some of y'all are really out here thinking that if you post your first TikTok reel and you don't get 10,000 views by the end of the night, then you failed. But what if I told you that's not failing? See, failing only exists when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. I'm done. That is when you have officially failed. But if every single day you just keep showing up, you just keep trying, you just keep working on getting better, you still post, you're still showing up, then that's not failing because you are still committed. You're still giving it all you've got. Whether you spend 20 minutes a day or 5 hours a day, I don't give a damn. But as long as you do something towards the goal that you have, that's not failing. One thing I've noticed about society today is the entitlement is at an all-time high. Entitlement is crazy today. It's running rampant. People have become so entitled. It is out of this world. And so what a lot of people have done, and you might be guilty of this, I used to be guilty of this too, is you have pulled a number out of thin air and you have convinced yourself that you are entitled to the results that you want in the time frame in which you feel entitled to them. You feel entitled to the results in the time frame in which you have set. And if you don't get the results that you feel entitled to in that time frame, then you have convinced yourself you have failed. But the crazy thing is the results always come. The results always come. They just may not come in the time frame in which you feel entitled to them, but they always come. The reason why most people fail is because they have set unrealistic timelines, and because it didn't happen in the time frame in which they felt entitled to, then they quit. Ladies, I've lost 100 pounds, 100 pounds through exercise and eating less food. Anyone who has lost any amount of weight can attest to this. Be honest. If you just let go of the excuses, right? You just let go of the excuses, and you just keep eating less food, and you keep moving your body, don't you eventually get to the goal weight that you had for yourself? Sure do. You want to know why most people fail at weight loss? You want to know the truth? Because they felt entitled to losing 50 pounds in 48 hours. And because they didn't lose the 50 pounds in 48 hours, then they failed because they gave up on it. They're doing all these stupid ass water fasts and starving themselves for 2 weeks. That isn't sustainable. And that's why they fail. Because they want to lose a large amount of weight in a very short time frame because that's what they felt entitled to. For anyone who's got any type of degree, maybe you got a bachelor's degree, a master's degree, a PhD, ask yourself, be honest. If you just keep going to class and you just keep doing the work, don't you eventually get the degree? Yeah. You want to know why most people don't? Because they quit. They want to take 10 classes in one semester. Your business is the same way. If you just keep showing up, if you just keep posting your content, if you just keep talking about your products, you will eventually get to the dollar amount, the subscriber count, the follower count that you want. So for anyone on this live who is terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you do not quit, then you do not fail. And now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Okay? All right. Sales tip number 1. Good morning. Content is king and distribution is queen. Okay? Content is king and distribution is queen. So let's break this down so it makes sense. All right, we'll start with the content is king part. Content is anything that you upload to social media. All right, so pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos, if you go live, if you post statuses on Facebook, Threads, or X, all of that is content, okay? Content is king because content is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services. This is how we're going to let people know who we are, what we do, and how we can help people. And remember, we said people are extremely forgetful, so we have to be posting content consistently to remind them that we exist. Now, one thing I want you guys to do is adapt a new mindset. One thing I've noticed about people, and I used to be this way too, is when we feel overwhelmed, we freeze. When we create a long list of to-dos, we feel overwhelmed and then we freeze because we don't really know where to start, and then we just don't do anything, okay? So we're gonna create a new mindset to avoid feeling overwhelmed so we don't give up. Moving forward, starting today, I want you guys to start remembering this. We are going to crawl before we walk, and we're gonna walk before we run. Meaning we're going to take baby steps. Meaning we're just gonna take a half an inch out of our comfort zone to get to the results that we want. Maybe you're struggling with posting content consistently because you're camera shy. And that would make sense. It's going to be very hard for you to post content consistently if you're camera shy. So the very first thing that we're going to do is work on the camera shyness, okay? So every single day, what I want you to do if you are struggling with camera shyness is to sit in front of your phone and talk to it. This isn't to post. This is just to work through the camera shyness. You could do 30-second intervals. You could do 5-minute intervals. And I want you to do this multiple times a day. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time. Because if you have time to scroll, then you have time to work on your camera shyness. The more you create content, not to post, but the more you just record, you record yourself talking, going to the gym, cooking, whatever. The more you are in front of your camera, the quicker you will get out of your camera shyness. If you just did this for 1 to 2 weeks, I promise you, you will not be camera shy no more. Once you get out of that camera shyness and you no longer feel awkward or cringe, now we're gonna commit to posting just one 30-second TikTok video a week. Just once a week, one 30-second video. So there's 7 days in a week. That means you have 6 days to ask ChatGPT what to talk about. You got 6 days to create a script. You got 6 days to work on editing it. And then you got 6 days to build up the courage to actually hit the button upload. That's it. And it's just a 30-second video. Once you have become consistent with posting one video a week, then we're gonna up it to 2. So we'll take another half an inch out that comfort zone. Now we're gonna do 2. Then once you get consistent with that, we're gonna up it to 3. Next thing you know, you are posting content consistently. So remember, we're gonna crawl before we walk. We're gonna walk before we run. We're gonna take baby steps out of our comfort zone to get to the results that we have, the results that we want, okay? Now, distribution is queen. Not only will we be posting content consistently, we're going to also work on building at least 3 platforms. At least 3. Well, why 3, Jazz? Because 1 is too close to none, that's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off tomorrow, what would you do? You would be sitting there freaking out, trying to figure out how you're going to pay all them bills. If you put all of your eggs in a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out. Like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok account. Listen, I teach my students we have got to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we have to stay ready. And no, get out your head. It is not hard to build 3 platforms because the same exact video that you post on TikTok, you will throw it on YouTube Shorts and Instagram. It takes an extra 5 minutes. I do it all day. I promise you it's not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? You got a lot of options. I always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you find yourself on TikTok all day, start TikTok. Obviously, you like this app because you're always here. And then just choose 2 more. But I am going to tell you this. YouTube is the most watched platform. Not TikTok. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. There are more people watching YouTube than any other platform. So I always encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. If everybody is watching YouTube, why are you not creating on YouTube? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Start your YouTube channel. Now, before we get into sales tip number 2, I do want to speak to the woman on this live who's still holding on to fear. Okay, she knows who she is. She's quiet as hell. She's not saying too much. She's happy that this live popped up on her For You page, divine timing, right? There's a reason why you're here. But in the back of her mind, she is like, Jazz, what did I just walk into? I would love to start an online business. This sounds amazing, but I just don't know. You're telling me to post content consistently? You're telling me to make my own ebook? You're telling me to build 3 platforms. I want to, but honestly, I just don't think I can. And that just sounds really, really hard. Okay. Well, before you run away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, like you always do, just listen. The first thing I want you to know is this. I don't have the power to convince you of anything. I don't have that power, okay? So I'm not going to try. If you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then fine. Your feelings are valid. It's hard. If you want to believe that building 3 platforms is hard, then okay, you're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that having AI help you write your ebook is hard, then fine, it's hard. But I do want to remind you that the life you're currently living is hard. Robbing Patrice to pay Paula, making payment arrangement after payment arrangement, living paycheck to paycheck is hard. Crying every day because you are so stressed and so unhappy with the way life is going right now is hard. Knowing deep down in your soul, you can feel it in your spirit, that there is something better for you and you're not living it, now that's hard. And you live like that every single day. And that's what fear will do, that right there. And you let it. You let it. Look at what you're already doing. And you're going to allow fear to convince you that you can't do this. Really? When was the last time you told yourself that you were proud of you? Some of y'all don't even know. Because you never tell yourself that you're proud of you. You never tell yourself, good job. And that's the problem. One thing I've noticed, especially as women, is we have this toxic tendency to never want to give ourselves credit where credit is due. You notice that? Life's for everybody, right? Nobody's life is smooth sailing. Everyone has gone through some extremely dark times. And in those moments, you had no clue how you were going to overcome it. No clue. But you did. Because you're still here today. So you have already proven to yourself how resilient you are. You have already proven to yourself how strong you are. I don't have to convince you. You've proven it to yourself. And despite that, you're going to allow fear to convince you that you can't do this. But look at what you've already done. That's 1,000,000 times harder than this. Listen, I remember when I lost my grandma, my whole life turned upside down. Whole world went upside down. My grandma pretty much raised me. And when I went off to college, I used to call her 4 and 5 times a day just to tell her what I was doing, to see what she was doing. I loved my grandma. And when she passed, I was 25 years old. And I was like, how am I going to live life without my grandma? No clue. And that was actually the first time I experienced grief. But here I am, 10 years later, still living without my grandma. We've all gone through some really hard times. But you got through it. You got through it. And this is why I keep stressing the importance of building our confidence. Because this is a confidence issue. That's what this is. You're gonna let fear convince you that you don't have the ability to record a 30-second TikTok video and hit upload? Really? That's what we're doing this morning? Really? You're gonna let fear convince you that you don't have the ability to type in some prompts on a chat GPT and copy and paste the words into a Canva-made template. Are we serious right now, ladies? Really? That's what we're doing this morning? You're gonna let fear convince you that you don't have the ability to take a 30-second video that you posted on TikTok and then post it on Instagram and YouTube Shorts or Facebook. Are we serious right now? That's what we're doing this morning? This is a confidence issue and lack thereof, because time and time again, you keep giving up on the promises you made to yourself. You keep putting everyone and everything before you. And this is the direct result of that. Not believing you can do any of this. And nothing that we said was harder than anything that you're already doing. Your confidence and lack thereof is the reason why it's not getting done. If you promised yourself that you were going to do something, then you have got to start sticking to it so you can actually have confidence to believe in yourself enough to get this done. And look, I don't have to convince you because you can see this for yourself. There are people on these apps who are in worse off situations than you, still getting it done. There are women on these apps who have more children than you, and they're still getting it done. There are people on these apps who have worse health conditions than you, and they're still getting it done. There are people on these apps who are living their worst nightmares right now. They've gotten laid off. They have gotten evicted. They have gotten foreclosed on. And they are still showing up, getting it done. So if they can do it, why can't you? You want to know why? I'm going to tell you why. The reason why they're getting it done and you're not is because they have made the choice to let go of fear. And you continue to make the choice to hold on to it. That's why. That's why. Listen, my online business changed my entire life. I started this during COVID 6 years ago, full time. Made more money than I ever could have imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some freaking Wi-Fi. For the first time in my life, I have peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. Not stressing about bills. I have freedom now. I can do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have purpose now. I get to wake up every single day doing what I love. I have confidence now. I keep all of the promises that I make to myself. But before all of this, before COVID, I lived a very different life. I used to be extremely miserable. I used to be depressed. I had anxiety. I used to work a 9-to-5 that I absolutely hated. I was 100 pounds overweight. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I had bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell all of us. But I bought in back in high school. They told me to go to college. And they said that once I graduate, I'll be able to get a good job with benefits and stability. I'll be able to work and still have enough money to take a few trips a year. I'll be able to get a nice house. I'll be able to put extra into my 401k savings plan so that when I get too old to work, I'll still be able to retire with dignity and live the rest of my years out in peace. That's what they said. So I said, all right, let's do it. I went off to college, got me a 4-year bachelor's degree. My mom told me to go. All of my friends went, so I went. I did the whole thing. I stayed an hour and a half away from home, lived in the dorms, all of it. Graduated, got my bachelor's degree. That degree cost me $40,000, okay? Moved back home. Most college graduates have to move back home. 6 months later, got my first dream job towards my degree. They were offering me $60,000 a year. I was 23 years old back then. So to me, that was rich, okay? Because I came from fast food, so I was making minimum wage. So when they offered me that, oh man, girl, I thought I was about to be rich, okay? I didn't have any kids. This is perfect. And I was getting PTO and health insurance. So I decided it was time to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to be a grown woman and do grown woman things. So I went out and got my own place. Didn't stop there though. I decided to get me a car payment. Because that's what Americans do, right? That's the American way. Listen, I had a car, okay? And it was paid off. My grandma bought it for me. I had my title in hand. But it was old. No leather seats. No push to start. No touchscreen on the dash. So see, I had to upgrade to match my new upgraded life, right? Yeah. So I decided to get me a brand new Dodge Charger. That car cost me $450 a month. My mom and my grandma told me don't do it, but what do they know? They're old. They didn't know. So I did it. And we all know with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. By the time I paid all of my bills for the month, your girl was broke. Every syllable of the word broke, okay? There were no vacations. Couldn't afford it. There was no extra saving into my 401k. I couldn't afford it. I could barely afford to eat. I was broke. I had another problem. I had to start paying back them student loans. See, at 23, I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back for some student loans because everyone has student loans, right? It's the American way. Girl, the government is not playing with you when it comes to those student loans. They will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call, they won't send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they are sending letters to your house because they want to see those tax returns. Because here's the kicker. They're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper that I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any dependents, no children, they said I have no problem paying $400 a month. I'm like, what? $400? Yep, that was the price. I had 11 student loan accounts, so they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every single month that I did not pay those student loans, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments. My credit dropped. 520. So there goes my American dreams of home ownership. Because who's going to give me a mortgage loan with a 520 credit score? Nobody. Not till I fix that. I had another problem. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit. I had one last problem. I hated my job. Nowhere in the American dream blueprint did they tell me that I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I grew up pretty sheltered. Okay. So in my early 20s, I was very naive. I was gullible. Anything someone told me, I believed them. Thank you. And so when I went into the interview, my supervisor told me that even though the department was all middle-aged women, they all got along. There was never any drama. They were all one big old happy work family that just truly loved each other. So I went into the department thinking that was true. I learned in corporate America that people are fake as fuck, and those are not your friends. They will kiki and caca with you in the break room, but they don't like you. Don't get confused. They will even hang out with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you, but they will still want to go to happy hour with you. They will still invite you to their weddings and their baby showers. They will invite you to their house, but they don't like you. Don't get confused. I know, it's weird. You got to watch them. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So when it's your birthday, they all come together and contribute to buy you a gift, but they don't like you. It's weird. When it's the holidays, we all bring a dish to the potluck and we all sit around in the break room and sing Kumbaya and have one big old happy Thanksgiving dinner, but they don't like you. And best believe, all you have to do is piss off the right one, and they will make sure that every day that you are in that department will be a living hell. I made the mistake of making friends with a woman who was 31 years old. I was 23, and we used to do everything together, even off the clock. She told me I was like the little sister she never had, and my naive ass believed her. And I was like, oh my God, you're the big sister I never had. I used to tell her all my business. I told her everything I didn't like about the managers and all the things. When we both put in for a promotion, she made the decision to let my supervisor know everything that I told her in confidence. And in turn, my supervisor made sure that every single day I worked there, I was miserable. It was my fault. I walked right into it, didn't know no better. I was miserable. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands of applications to try to get a new job. But nobody was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit, and I hate my job. For the first time in my life, at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed. Because I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But I'm gonna give you some context. See, trapped feels like no matter what you do, your life's not gonna get no better. That's how trapped feels. You could try to be positive and optimistic all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's how trapped feels. You could try to work some overtime or even get a part-time job to catch up on some bills, but just when you start to have a little bit of a savings account, something always comes up and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. Now you gotta dish out money for that. It's always something. You can try to pray about it, but it begins to feel like God is ignoring you because you still wake up with the same problems every single day. Your life begins to feel like a nightmare that you can't wake up from. That's how trapped feels. And I lived like that for 6 years. I used to pull up at that job. I would sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in. I started to bring that job home with me. You know what that means? So that means you clocked out. You were at home. But these people have taken over your mind. Okay, so now you're at home telling your spouse all of the toxic things they're doing to you at work. These people are living in your head rent free and you can't escape them. They have stolen your peace. I was so stressed about bills, I couldn't even sleep anymore. I started to have anxiety, butterflies in my stomach. I became paranoid, thinking that they were going to try to fire me. Every day I went into that department, I was paranoid. And to cope with all of that anxiety and that depression and that stress, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but that quickly spiraled out of control. And I became an alcoholic. And the reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story is resonating with you, then you're already doing something hard. Going to a job that drains you every day, that is hard. Crying because you are so miserable is hard. And see, the reason why I felt so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. I didn't have any hobbies and I didn't have any interests back then. So my life literally began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, and year after year. For the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me because I was so unhappy. But I realized there's nothing wrong with me. That is depressing. Anybody would be depressed with a life like that. But now I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. And that's the beauty of online business. That's why I keep telling you, you can monetize anything. No, your idea is not stupid. No, your idea is not far-fetched. I don't have to convince you. Ladies, how many times do you scroll on your For You page and see the darndest things? And you're sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out how the hell are they getting paid to do this? I'm gonna tell you how. You wanna know how? They're getting paid to do it because they decided to let go of fear. And you choose to keep holding on to it year after year. That fear continues to steal your dream life from you. The life where you're peaceful, the life where you're happy, the life where you're financially free. That's what that fear is stealing from you. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you spend more time at work with people you don't even like than you do with your family that loves you. See, I literally worked 9 to 5, okay? So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city is over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back. That's 2 hours in the car, 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. That's 11 hours out of my day gone. It's gone. I don't get it back. By the time you do get home, you are drained. You are exhausted. You feel defeated. You only get a few hours to spend with your spouse or your children before you have to put everyone to bed, just to repeat the cycle again the next day. And let's be clear, your loved ones, they don't get to experience the peaceful version of you. They don't get to experience the happy version of you. They get to experience the depressed version of you. They get to experience the stressed version of you. You put everyone to bed, just to repeat the cycle again the next day. Just look forward to the weekend. And respectfully, what the hell are you looking forward to? Because Friday, you still worked, okay? So they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day you get to do what you love, but Sunday, not so much. Nope, nope. Because you have to prepare for the work week. So that means you got to cook, you got to clean, you got to go to the grocery store, you got to do laundry, and then you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk come Monday. Ladies, that's not living. That's surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God that I serve, he loves me. And he loves me a lot. And let me ask you, if he loves me so much, why would he put me on this earth hating the very life that he blessed me with? He did. That's not what he wanted for me. He put me here for a very special reason. And then he allowed me the opportunity to find it. And online business allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. He put you here for a very special reason, too. There is something very, very special about you, too. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. It gets dim, and then it gets dark. Maybe it was toxic family, toxic relationship, toxic friends. In my case, it was a toxic job. Something happened. And now you're sitting here letting fear convince you that you can't do this. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. I believe all the ideas that we get come from God. So when something inside of you is telling you, try this, do this, that's because God is talking to you. He's talking to you. He's telling you, try this. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. God would not give you ideas that you could not do. If it was truly something you couldn't do, it wouldn't even have crossed your mind. But it did. It did. Because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of the fear. Or you can continue doing what you've been doing and letting fear steal your dream life from you. You can do this, ladies. Gotta let go of that fear. Okay? All right, fair enough. Sales tip number 2. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business. Make sure you guys are taking notes because the key word of this live is execution. Okay? Sales tip number 2, write this down. Good morning. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy. If they don't know you, not gonna buy. And if they don't trust you, they're not buying. So how do we get people to like us? Okay, we're gonna do that through our content. All right, and for those of y'all who are just tuning in, we said content is anything that you upload to social. So pictures, reels, long form YouTube videos. If you go live, statuses that you type on Facebook, Twitter, Threads, all of that is content. And in the content, that's how we're gonna get people to like us. In our content, we have to make sure we are relatable and we have to make sure we are authentic. In other words, we have to be ourselves. See, the people who watch our content, that's our community, our viewers, our subscribers, our commenters, and those are the people who will buy our products. But a lot of you guys are doing yourself a disservice because what you're trying to do in your content is be perfect. Failing to realize that you're not perfect, so you're actually being inauthentic. And then nobody else is perfect, so they can't even resonate with you because they're not perfect. So stop. I need you to be yourself. And do not let fear take over and try to convince you that you can't do this and that people won't like you. That's not true. There are 8 billion people in this world. Somebody is bound to like you. Okay, I used to be fearful of that too. Ladies, there's a whole world of people out there. The internet is what connects us from all over the world. Okay, when you post your content, it goes everywhere. And I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm just telling you this so you can realize how silly you sound when you say things like people won't like you. There's a whole world of people out there who need you. You will be amazed at how many people you're able to motivate and inspire and help, all because you just decide to show up as you were, post your content, and tell your truth. Okay, I'm in the US and I have women inside of Glowup Academy from all over the world. Okay, there are women in there from Germany, Australia, Jamaica, Canada, Barbados. I have been to none of those countries, but I was able to connect with women from all over the world and help them, all because I decided to be myself and post my content. What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then those of y'all watching, I wouldn't have been able to help. But that's literally what you're doing to others because you won't get out your head and you don't think you're good enough. There's a whole world of people who need you. You have the solutions to their problems. So please, for the love of God, stop letting fear take over. Post your content. I promise you, people will like you. Okay? Now we said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? All right. I need you to go live. I need you to go live. And yes, by the way, you can go live even if you're faceless. Just because you're faceless does not mean you get out of any of the things that we're talking about. You're doing all of the things, all right? Going live is the best way to build your community. It's the best way to get people to know you because it allows them to ask you questions. It allows them to get a sense of your energy and your vibes, and it allows you to promote your products. Now, some of y'all are going to be hard-headed and you're going to say, Jazz, that's great and all, but I don't want to go live. Now, I'm going to just say, fine, don't. I told you, I'm not the coach that's going to try to convince you to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to go live, don't. Don't go live. But I do want to remind you that you also said that you didn't want to go to work. You said you were tired, fed up of being overworked and underpaid. It amazes me how many people will bust their ass at their job to build wealth for somebody else, but they absolutely refuse to spend 30 minutes or an hour to build wealth for themselves. Ladies, especially on TikTok, all you see all day and all night is people on TikTok selling. True or false? Selling. They're selling hair, nails, makeup, clothes, digital products. They're selling everything. All hours of the day and night. The internet does not sleep. I don't care what time of day you go live or night. Just go live. Now, some of y'all are like, well, Jazz, I would go live. I'm not against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my ladies who are live shy or camera shy or just struggling with any type of shyness, listen. The only reason why you're shy is just because you don't have enough experience doing it. It's not because you suck at life. It's not because this isn't meant for you. It's only because you just don't have enough experience. We have been on this live for 103 minutes. If I know anything about humans, the reason why you're still here is because you trust what I'm saying to be true. If you really felt like I was full of shit, you would have left. So I'm gonna need you to trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. Anything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. And I don't have to convince you, look at the results in your own life. You did not always know how to walk. Now you walk just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. You did not always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. You didn't always know how to drive or do your job, but you do that just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. So just imagine what would happen if you went live consistently, if you recorded content consistently. Go live. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. Good morning. How do we get people to trust us? All right. There is a reason why I am telling you to post your content consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock, but people work extremely hard for their money. You work hard. I work hard. We're all out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, that means you have to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out, take your notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you. First, what we got to do is remove the ego and the pride. Okay, we got to move that. Now, some of y'all can't because you think you know everything. And there's nothing that anyone can teach you that you don't already know. Fine. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. Just know pride always comes before the fall. Now, for those of y'all who can remove the ego and the pride and you recognize that there's room for growth and improvement, I'm speaking to you. First, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our profile and we're going to ask ourselves some questions. We have to be honest. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies we tell ourselves. I'm going to say it again. The worst lies are the lies we tell ourselves. Don't you ever forget that. Now ask yourself and be honest. Is it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this, be honest. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I say yet is because you have the power to fix it. So if it's not clear, just fix it. Make it clear as day who you are, what you do, and how you can help people so that when people come to your profile, they know exactly what they can expect from you. That's the beauty of life, okay? That's the beauty of business. That is the beauty of everything that we've talked about so far on this live. Anything, literally, do not overthink anything that is not giving you the results that you want. You have the power to fix it. But you make the choice not to. Listen, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody. Because believe it or not, most people are not truly looking for solutions. Most people are looking to pass time. Most people are just looking for someone that they can complain and vent to about their problems. But the minute you present them with the solution to fix the problems they have, they bail because they were never really looking for solutions. I'm not here for that. Absolutely not. I am here to help the woman who truly wants to change her life. But in order to change your life, you have to first become aware of what you've been doing. Self-awareness is key, and most people don't have it. So I have to tell you the truth so that we can fix it. Anything that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix it. But you make the choice not to. So, if you are struggling with live shyness, fix it. Just fix it. I already told you how. Start going live consistently. If you're camera shy, start being in front of the camera consistently, and you will not be shy in those things for long. And even though I gave you the exact solution to the problem that you have, most of you, as soon as I end this live, all you're going to do is hop into another one and waste more time. And then you're going to sit there and have the audacity to complain about why you're live shy and camera shy. Well, at that point, that was a choice. You want to be those things because you have not done the thing that I told you that would fix your problem. That's a choice. If you are struggling with confidence or lack thereof, fix it. Just fix it. I already told you how. Start keeping the promises that you made to yourself. If you told yourself that you were going to start a business, start it. If you told yourself that you were going to create content, then create it. If you told yourself that you were going to sell your products, then sell them. If you told yourself that you were going to lose weight, then just lose the weight. And even though I gave you the solution to the problem that you have, lack of confidence, most of you, as soon as I end this live, you're just going to go hop into another one. Or you're just going to watch more YouTube videos and you're going to waste more time. And then you're going to have the audacity to sit there and complain about why you lack confidence. Well, at that point, that's a choice because I gave you the solution to your problem and you're still choosing not to fix it. That is a choice. See, the problem with us is we love to stay in our comfort zone. Your comfort zone is just your routines and habits, the things that you do every day, the people that you hang out with, the people that you talk to, the places that you go, the content that you consume, the distractions that you refuse to let go of. All of that is just your comfort zone. That's what you're used to. It's the path of least resistance. It's what's most familiar to you. But notice the results that you want in life, they're not in that comfort zone. If they were, you would have found them. And you wouldn't be here. The people who watch my content, it's because there's something in their life that they're trying to improve on, okay? If everything that you needed was in that comfort zone, you would not resonate with anything that I'm talking about right now. But you're here because you have not reached the results that you want in your life with something. But that is because you refuse to leave your comfort zone. Every day you have a choice. You're going to continue to do what you've been doing, or you can make the choice to do something just a little bit different today. But you choose not to. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is draining you. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is frustrating you. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is making you resentful. That feeling of resentment, that is a very ugly emotion. And a lot of you carry that with you every single day, and it is weighing you down. Resentment? Oh my gosh. That comfort zone is depressing you. And notice, we become so comfortable with being miserable. We become so comfortable with being frustrated because we've been doing it for so long, years and years, that you don't even remember what it feels like to be happy. You don't even remember what it feels like to have a day where you're not stressed out. That comfort zone is slowly killing you. I don't know if you know this or not, but stress is a silent killer. And a lot of you have been stressed out for a very long time. You are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and do something a little bit different if, only if, you truly want to change your life. See, a lot of us live in a trapped mindset. And we've been living in this trapped mindset for so long that we don't even recognize that we're living in one, okay? And I also want you to understand this. We attract what we are. I know a lot of you may not want to believe that, but it's true. The people that you associate with on a regular basis, you're very similar to. You may not want to believe that. You might look at your friend and be like, I'm nothing like her. No, you're just like her. Because if you weren't, you wouldn't even be able to be her friend. It would be a whole bunch of chaos because y'all are totally different. You attract what you are. And so what you have done is you have surrounded yourself with other trapped-minded people. And so it's just a whole bunch of trapped-minded people giving trapped-minded advice. But I am here to tell you, you are not trapped. You are not trapped. And you always have choices. But a lot of times, you don't want to make the choice that will take you to something better, because that's going to force you to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something a little bit different. See, I used to have a trap mindset too. Sure did. And I really believed deep down in my soul that I was trapped at that job. I really believed that. And there was nothing that anyone could convince me of that would make me feel otherwise. And I was surrounded by other trap-minded people. See, everyone in my department hated their job. Everyone did. That was normal. Being around people who hated their job, who was living paycheck to paycheck, that was normal. So I thought that was normal. That's who I was around all day. But I'm here to tell you I was never trapped at that job. I had choices, but I chose my comfort zone. See, I could have moved back home. I could have quit my job and just moved back home. I had that option. But then I'm like, oh God, then I got to move back home. Oh, that means I got to live with my mom and follow her rules. Oh God, no. Even though it would have just been temporary, just until I found something better. I still made the choice to stay in my comfort zone of misery. I made the choice to stay in my comfort zone that was depressing me and stressing me because I had gotten so comfortable with feeling that way. And I also convinced myself and let other people convince me that if I move back home, that's moving backwards. How is that moving backwards? What's moving backwards is continuing to stay somewhere that you're not happy. But I allow people to convince me that if I move back home, that's moving backwards and that's failing. No, it's not. But I believed it because everyone around me believed that too. I could have quit that job and just went back to fast food. That's what I knew. I came from McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's. I worked all those places. I could have just went back. Yeah, money would have been tight, but money was already tight. So what's the difference? You know why I didn't want to do that? Because in my mind, I convinced myself that's moving backwards. I have become addicted to the status quo. I'm a college graduate. Why should I work fast food? What if they want me to work weekends? What if they want me to work holidays? What if they want me to work nights? No. What? I allowed myself to believe that being at a 9-to-5 that was making me miserable was still better than doing fast food temporarily until I found a better job. So I chose to stay. I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to talk about what wasn't fair. I chose to distract myself. I chose to do all of the things except the one thing that would have changed my life forever, which was leave. I was never trapped at that job. Some of you have convinced yourself that you just need more information. And you really believe deep down in your soul that if you just watch more TikTok lives, and if you just watch more YouTube videos, if you just archive more posts about how to level up and change your life, if you just ask ChatGPT more questions, then you will get all the information that you need, and then you'll have the ability to fix your problems later. But what if I told you that you are not lacking information. No, you're not. Because let's be real. You're on social media all day. You have all the information that you need. You have already watched all of the TikTok coaches. You have seen everybody's face at least once. You have already watched countless YouTube videos on how to level up. You have already archived the reels. You have a whole folder full of business tips and content creation. You have already asked ChatGPT 2,000 questions about how to start your business. You have all of the information that you need. You are not lacking information. What you are lacking is implementation, meaning you don't execute shit, which is why I made the keyword of this live execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who consistently talks about what she's going to do, but you never just do it. You are the woman who makes excuse after excuse as to why it won't work for you. You are the woman who procrastinates and talks about what she's going to do later and tomorrow and next year, and those days never come. You are the woman who makes excuse after excuse and continues to distract herself. You are the woman who complains and vents and throws pity parties for herself and talks about what's not fair. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life forever, which is start. And until you start, nothing for you is going to change. You cannot watch your way to change. You cannot ask questions to change. You have to actually execute what was told to you in order to actually get it done. There are things about you that is holding you back. It is your lack of confidence. It is your lack of consistency. It is your lack of follow through. It is your lack of just sticking to the plan and not the mood. And until you change those things, until you change who you are, you will never get the results that you want. That financial freedom that you want, those vacations that you want to take with your family, the ability to live in peace and not stressing about bills, that life that you want, you will never get that until you change who you are. You can go ahead and continue to buy courses. Some of y'all have bought course after course after course. You have become addicted to buying courses, but you have yet to become addicted to execution. And until you execute what's in any of those courses, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. I'm going to assume that you want to be the version of you who is genuinely happy, not just talking about it, but you embody it. I'm going to assume that you want to have self-respect. You want to have confidence. You want to stick to the plans and you want to stick to the plans and the promises that you made to yourself. I'm going to assume that you want to be able to cut people off who are toxic and who disrespect you and not feel bad about it. I'm going to assume that you want to be able to put yourself first and not feel guilty. You want to run your business and live life on your terms. I'm going to assume that's the version of you that you want to become. But you will never become her until you change who you are. See, that version of you, it's already within you, okay? But it's buried under the excuses. It's buried under the fear. It's buried under the limiting beliefs and the negative self-talk. And until you change those things, you will never become that version of you. You gotta change. You gotta change. You are holding yourself back. One of the problems that a lot of people struggle with is entitlement. Entitlement is at an all-time high, okay? And so many people have been entitled for so long, they don't even recognize how entitled they are. And a lot of you truly believe deep down in your soul that you are entitled to time. Mm-hmm. And you have convinced yourself that if you do not start today, you can always start tomorrow. And if you don't start tomorrow, you can always start next month. And if you don't start next month, you always have next year. But I'm confused because Correct me if I'm wrong, but last time I checked, tomorrow wasn't guaranteed. So if tomorrow's not guaranteed, how do you know that you always have tomorrow? How do you know that you always have next month? How do you know that you always have next year? You don't know that. You have become entitled to time. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have as much time as you think you do. Time is your most valuable, precious asset. See, some of y'all want to sit here and think it's money. Some of y'all really believe money is your most valuable asset. No, it's not. No, it's not. It is your time. Because let's be real. You could lose $50 tomorrow. Yeah, it would suck. I'd be pissed off. I'd be mad too. But guess what? You can still make 50 more. But when you lose your time, you don't get any of that back. 2025 came and left. You can't get a second of last year back. It is gone. And the only thing that you are left with is resentment for wasting your time. To carry the feeling of resentment with you every day, you don't want to do that. Time is your most precious, valuable asset. And instead of you spending the time that you are blessed with, happy, living life on your terms, living in your purpose, doing things that make you happy, building a future for you and your family, you choose to waste your precious, valuable time scrolling on social media. You choose to waste your precious, valuable time watching movie and TV shows. You choose to waste your most precious, valuable time hanging out with people who disrespect you and who do not value you. That's got to change. That has got to change. Close these apps. Get off of social media. Stop scrolling all day. You gotta change that. And I don't even have to convince you of how quickly time is moving because you can see that for yourself. Just be honest. How many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it is 8:20 a.m. Wow. I cannot believe it is April 2026. Wow. I cannot believe I am 35 years old. Or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that every day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving, and you still make the choice to waste your precious, valuable time. Gotta change that. Gotta change that. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow on my own glow up journey, and this gonna hurt, so brace yourself. Brace yourself. Your life and the direction that it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a reflection of the choices that you make. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight. Well, my obesity was a reflection of the choices that I made. It was a reflection of the foods I chose to eat, and it was a reflection of the exercises I chose not to do. And at the end of the day, it was my fault. That's just real. Your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. For the longest time, I didn't want to accept that. When I heard that, my ego shattered. Because I used to believe that the reason why I was living paycheck to paycheck was simply because I didn't make enough money. And if I just made more, I wouldn't live paycheck to paycheck. Nope. You want to know why I was living paycheck to paycheck? You want to know the truth? The truth is I was living above my means. I was buying cars that I could not afford. I was living in apartments that I could not afford. And my finances, my paycheck to paycheck struggles was a result of that. That's the truth. I had to change my spending habits. Now, some of y'all are going to sit there and say, Jazz, girl, I hear you, but I know why I'm struggling financially. Times are hard. How can I get ahead in this economy if prices are what they are? Jazz, I can barely afford to eat. Look at rent prices, gas prices. How is that my fault? Your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Ladies, let's just stop lying to ourselves. Times have been hard. True or false? This did not happen last week. Food prices, gas prices, rent prices have been on the rise for years. This isn't new. And every day you make the choice to do nothing about it. Because let's be honest, you already knew what an ebook was. I didn't teach you that because you are on social media all day. You are watching coaches all day. You know exactly what an ebook is. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You would be making sales today. That YouTube channel, you could have started that 4 months ago. I didn't teach you what YouTube was. You knew people get paid to post their videos. You knew that. You knew that. You could have started yours 4 months ago. It could be monetized today. You could have started your TikTok last month, building your community. You would be growing your TikTok today. But every day, you make the choice not to. You choose to complain. You choose to vent. You choose to waste your time. You choose to throw pity parties for yourself. You choose to procrastinate. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that will change your entire life forever, which is start. You keep pushing things off, wasting your precious, valuable time, not getting things done. And until you change that, nothing for you will change. Ladies, gotta change. And listen, I'm not perfect at all. Not even close. The version of me that y'all see today is a reflection of the changes that I had to make. I am nothing like who I used to be a couple years ago, not even close. Complete 180. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And for the longest time, I used to yo-yo diet. So that means I would lose 20, gain 30, lose 40, gain 60. And year after year, I was just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. I used to have excuses for why I couldn't lose weight. Oh, it's my thyroid. It's metabolism. No, it was me. It was me. And the foods I chose to eat and the exercises I chose not to do. I told you the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, I had made it obvious to myself. I didn't know what I was doing when it came to weight loss because if I did, I would have lost the weight and kept it off. So I decided this go around to do something a little bit different. I hired a personal trainer. Changed my life. Changed my life. Not only did I lose 100 pounds, I have since kept it off for 4 years. My whole family is obese. We attract who we are. I was around nothing but obese people. All of my friends at the time were obese. My whole family was obese. My personal trainer was the first person in my life who prioritized health and wellness. who showed me that no matter how chaotic life gets, you still have to put yourself first. You still have to cook most of your meals at home. You still have to move your body for at least 30 minutes. He showed me that. He's still my personal trainer today. His influence rubbed off on me, and I live my life like that now. I had to change. I used to procrastinate. Oh yeah. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll just start later. But later never showed up. Thank you, beauty. I had to change that. I used to live in fear too. I used to be scary as hell. Notice the fears that we hold on to. These aren't even things that have actually happened. We are literally working ourselves up for worst case scenario. You notice that? It's like the worst, craziest thing that could happen. That's what we hold on to, and that's what we're scared of. But it hasn't even happened. Why do we never think best case? Best case scenario, you post your first video. Now you feel good about yourself. You feel proud because you followed through on something, so you post again. And then you start building your community. And now you're selling your products and you're finally building the business that you always wanted. Why can't we ever think that? Why are we always worst case? Fear. I used to have negative self-talk, meaning the things I used to say to myself was absolutely disgusting. I know a lot of y'all can relate to that. You know, I used to call myself stupid on a regular basis, daily. I used to call myself stupid every day. Now let me ask you, how the hell was I gonna be a successful entrepreneur when I keep calling myself stupid? I used to call myself stupid. Jasmine, you're so dumb. You could have did this better. Why do you do the things you do? That's how I was talking to myself. That had to change. Ladies, your internal world, what you have going on in here, is a reflection of your external. So if there's chaos going on in here mentally, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. I already know that. I already know that. If you speak to yourself disrespectfully, I already know for a fact you have people in your real life who disrespect the hell out you, because that's how you treat yourself. You are going to have to start putting some respect on your name. If you wouldn't say it to a child, you have no business saying it to yourself. You are not stupid, you are not dumb, it's not funny, and it's not cute. Stop talking to yourself like that. Start saying nice things to yourself and look and you'll see how amazing you really are. The biggest distraction that I struggled with in my own life was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic ass habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job, then that problem would have just went away. Nope. Ladies, I don't know if you know this or not, but your problems don't just go away, okay? If you don't intentionally fix them, they just get worse. My weight problem was getting worse. I was getting bigger and bigger by the year. My alcohol problem was getting worse too. See, at least when I was at work, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I had to work. Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything was shut down. I had nothing but time to drink. See, I quit my job on a whim. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months, and I was like, I can't do this shit anymore. You just kind of get fed up, right? And I just quit. I just put in my 2-week notice. I was out the door. I also believe God was telling me, he was like pushing me out. Jazz, quit now, quit now. I kept feeling that in my soul. So I just quit. Now, I was planning on living off of my stimulus for a few months. I didn't have much stimulus because I don't have any kids, okay? So my stimulus was only about $2,000. So if you do the math, that's not gonna get you far. But my plan was to live off of my stimulus for a few months, build my business, and my business will take over from there. Mind you, I had just bought a house too, okay? And my mortgage was $1,900. So the math wasn't mathing from the start, but I didn't care anymore. I just quit. So now I'm at home, trying to make it all make sense. I'm watching YouTube videos and TikTok lives, digital products, monetization, content, and algorithms. I had a lot of ego back then, okay? And back then, I never thought I was the problem. So if you had an issue with me, in my mind, you really have an issue with yourself because Jasmine is perfect as is. Jasmine doesn't have to change shit. That was really my mindset. I also used to lie to myself a lot because I had too much ego to admit the fact that I'm the problem. So I convinced myself that I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing to build my business when in fact I wasn't. I was not posting consistently and I wasn't going live. And my platforms were not growing and I wasn't making sales. I'm getting pissed off and I'm getting stressed because it's not working. But it's not my fault, it's YouTube's fault. How can I grow my business if YouTube doesn't like me? It's not my fault, it's Instagram's fault. How can I build my business if Instagram doesn't like me? They're discriminating against me. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing because I was always drunk. I was not posting. I was not going live. I was drinking. And then I'm getting pissed off at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. I quit and I'm running out of money. I'm getting stressed. I owed $700 on my light bill. I had already made all the payment arrangements. There were no more to be made. If I did not pay the bill on the day that was set, they were cutting them off. I had already missed one mortgage payment. If I missed another, they were going to start trying to foreclose on a house I hadn't even been in yet for a whole year. I was stressed and I was pissed, but I didn't want to admit to myself that it was my fault. I couldn't say, Jazz, you have a drinking problem. I couldn't say that. You know how much guilt I would have felt? How much shame and embarrassment I would have felt? No, I couldn't handle it. So I just chose to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I don't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic. Because see, in my mind, alcoholics, they start their day with alcohol. So as long as I wait till after 11, even though I drink all day, every day, as long as I don't start my day with alcohol, I don't have a problem. So there's nothing to discuss. What? The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. But notice, you get to a point where you can't keep running from you. Because eventually you hit a brick wall. And God is going to force you to listen. See, I believe God is within us. So I have God within me, you have God within you. He's not outside of you. He's within you. So those ideas that you get, that's God talking to you, telling you, try this, try that, post this, post that. That gut feeling, that intuition that you get, that's God talking to you, trying to warn you of something. But notice, we spend a lot of time trying to avoid listening to God. Yes, we do. See, we say we listen. We say it because it sounds good in conversation. We say it because it sounds good on paper. But the reality is we actually do our best to avoid it. Because let's be real, deep down inside, you know what you should be doing. Deep down inside, you know exactly who you should be cutting off. Deep down inside, you know exactly how you should be living your life. But you choose not to. Oh, really? You don't agree? Okay. Well, let me ask you, how many ideas did God give you last year that you didn't even want to try? Since you listen to God so much, let me ask you, how many times have you gone against your gut feeling? Just to find out later, you were right. We never want to listen. But eventually, he's going to make you listen. And I'll never forget, I was sitting on my bed, crying. I thought I was about to lose my house. I said, God, I don't have the money. I don't know how I'm going to pay this mortgage. They're going to take my house. I remember God saying, Jazz, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years. Which is true. I had been. He said, the opportunity is literally right in front of you and you're wasting it. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep doing what you've been doing, which is a whole bunch of nothing? Or Are we going to fix it? Are we going to change? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting content consistently, started making sales. My platform started growing. For the first time in my life, I started to say nice things to myself because I started to feel good about myself because I'm actually doing the thing that I told myself I always wanted to do, and it felt great. For the first time in my life, I started having confidence in myself. Now I'm speaking to myself with respect and telling myself how smart I am, all because I decided to change. See, what a lot of people don't realize, and what I didn't realize back then, was this. In order to get something, you have to give up something. In order to get something, you have to give something up. In order for me to lose all of that weight, 100 pounds, I had to give up fast food. I had to give up soda. But I got my health. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up negative self-talk. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. All because I decided to change. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year to replace the job I had. But I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you can help me make $45K a year, I'll cut the cable off. I'll make it work. Lord, just help me get out of this job, please. God gave me 6 figures. I asked God for 1,000 Instagram followers because I don't even know 10 people. So if I could get 1,000 people to follow me, wow, I'll take it. God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for 5,000 YouTube subscribers. I don't know. I thought that was a lot. God gave me 30,000 YouTube subscribers. I asked God for just a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself. God gave me a lot of confidence. I keep all of the promises I make to myself. I can't even remember the last time I cried. All because I decided to change. See, a lot of times we delay our own blessings, believe it or not. Because we've already told God exactly what we want. He's heard us loud and clear. You pray every day. He heard you. He heard you. And he is ready to give it all to you on a silver platter. But the problem is, he also gives us free will. So in other words, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. He's not going to stop you. So if you want to waste 5 years, he'll let you. If you want to waste 10 years not listening, he'll let you. He'll let you do whatever you want to do. But he will not bless you until you listen, until you become obedient, until you change. Some people never get all their blessings because they refuse to change. But when you change, he gives you everything. Everything. And sure, maybe you're right. You know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe change is hard. Okay, cool, fine. But the life you're currently living is hard. Going to a job that drains you every day is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Crying every day because you are so unhappy right now is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I know. Knowing deep down in your soul that there is something better for you, you can feel it, but not living it, that is hard. I've been there. I've done that. I've known. See, I've lived both hards, but I will always choose this one because at least this hard comes with peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. This hard comes with freedom. This hard comes with purpose. This hard comes with confidence. This hard comes with happiness. This hard comes with the income that you need to live the life that you want. I keep telling you, time and time again, if you even thought the thought, that's because you can, okay? God would never plant seeds in an environment that cannot harvest them. If he truly believed it was something you were not capable of doing, it wouldn't even have crossed your mind. But it did. The reason why you thought about starting a business is because you can. You are more than capable. The reason why you thought about creating content is because you can. You are more than capable. The reason why you thought about selling your products is because you can. You are more than capable. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear, and you are going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone of yours and get closer to where you want to be. Because if you choose to stay in that comfort zone of yours, you will continue to keep doing what you've been doing. That comfort zone of yours is draining you. I don't have to convince you. That comfort zone of yours is frustrating you. True or false? That comfort zone of yours is frustrating you. It is keeping you depressed and anxious. It is stressing you. And until you take a half an inch out, you will not get the results that you want. You are going to have to change. You got to change. For those of you guys who want to change, then I want to help you. But I can only help people who want it. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in, then fine. Keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, then don't fix it. But if you're not 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in, and you want to change it, then I want to help you. Inside of Glowup Academy, I'm going to teach you how to start and run your online business. Whatever you want to do, it's in there. Maybe you don't want to make an ebook. I know that's what we talked about this morning, but maybe that's not what you want to do. Maybe you want to create an e-course. Maybe you want to do a private community. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. Maybe you want to sell on TikTok Live, how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. Maybe you want to monetize your platform. So you want to get paid to post on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. All of my platforms are monetized. Whatever you want to do, whatever the vision is for you and your business, we will build it together. It is inside of Glowup Academy. But not only am I going to teach you how to build your online business, most importantly, I'm going to teach you how to build you. Inside of Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline every single day. Together, you and I are going to build your consistency every single day. Inside of Glowup Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence every single day. Inside of Glowup Academy, you and I are going to start putting you first in your own life. Ladies, if you do not start prioritizing yourself and setting aside time for yourself, it's not going to get done. So you are going to tell me what your responsibilities are, what your work schedule is, and we are going to figure out when within your 24 hours are you going to lock in on you. And we're going to do that. We're going to do it. Glowup Academy is the space where not only do you build your online business, most importantly, you build who you are. So not only do you start, you become the woman who follows through. There's nothing out of reach for you. But you got to change who you are. You got to change who you are. Now, before I let you join Glowup Academy, there's a couple of things. First, I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes because I only want to help people who want it. I am not here to force you, and I'm not here to convince you. The woman who knows that she needs to change, that's who I'm here to help, okay? So when that timer starts, just move. Don't overthink, don't overanalyze. Deep down inside, you know what you want to do. Deep down inside, you know I can help you. That's why you're still here. So just move. Also, I only let 10 people in at a time because believe it or not everybody has the same path. Okay, everyone's different. Some people have a product but no audience. Some people have an audience but no product. Some people have a million ideas. So you're listening to all the ideas God gave you, but you're spreading yourself way too thin because you're trying to do everything at once and it's not working because you're spreading yourself too thin. I told you guys earlier, money flows where energy goes. So together, you and I are going to pick your most one favorite idea. And then we will grow that one. And then once that one is flourishing, then we'll reach back down into your pile and we'll pull up another idea, okay? But we're gonna lock in on one. Some of you guys have no clue what kind of business you wanna create, and that's fine, we'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't necessarily wanna start a business right now. There are other things that you wanna work on, like you wanna build your confidence. Maybe you wanna work on weight loss. Maybe there are other goals in your life that you want to achieve, then we'll do that too, okay? No matter where you're at in your journey, I can help you. I have just noticed for myself, having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me because I want to make sure I'm able to pour into everyone the way that they deserve. So once that 10-minute timer goes off, I do take the link down and I don't accept any more members until I'm ready for more, okay? One last thing, Glowup Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside forever, okay? You will always have access to all of the information that's in there and what I'm constantly updating because things are always changing, like the way the algorithms work, different platforms, right? All that stuff is always changing. So you always have access to that. You also always have access to our live coaching calls. We go live inside of there. You will also always have access to ask me any questions. I'm only one message away. I respond to all of my students. And I am also consistently checking in with you guys to make sure that things are going the way that they need to go, okay? So you'll always have access to all those things. Because Glowup Academy is lifetime access, Once you're inside forever. It's $5.97 and it's worth every single penny. And women join at $5.97 every single day. However, because you were present this morning, you took notes, you asked questions, and most importantly, you promised you were going to execute. I'm going to take the lifetime access price down, and it will stay down for 10 minutes, okay? You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up, but once that 10-minute timer goes off, I am taking the price back up to $5.97, okay? All right. I'm going to show TikTok how to join first, and then I'm going to show YouTube. Oh, wait, real quick before I show you guys, let me show you. So inside of Glowup Academy, let me pull it up for you guys. All right, here we are. Inside of Glowup Academy, you guys, there's an inbox icon right here. As soon as I get off of this live, so in 10 minutes, I'm going to be hopping inside, and I'm going to be sending you guys a message because I want to know more about you, what you're struggling with, what have you tried, all of the things, okay? I need you to make sure you respond to my message. I can't help you if I don't know what needs help. I can't help fix things if I don't know what's broken, all right? So I need you to respond. There's a message icon, so please make sure you respond to my message, all right? I know some of you guys at work, you got things to do with your family. That's fine. Before you go to bed tonight, I need you to promise me that you're going to respond so we can start creating a plan for you, okay? I sit down and I make a plan for each one of my students, so I need you to respond because the sooner you respond to me, the sooner we can fix it and the sooner we can execute it together, okay? I'm also consistently checking in with you guys to make sure that you're doing the things that we've talked about and if anything needs to be changed or altered, okay? So that's why I need you guys to be responding to my messages, all right? So don't forget, there's a message icon right here and you'll be seeing my message, okay? All right, TikTok, I'm gonna start with you guys and I'm gonna show YouTube. YouTube, y'all's instructions are a little different, so just kind of hang tight for a few seconds. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, all right, you guys are gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice. You're gonna come to my profile. Now, I'm on 2 different accounts. The TikTok that says turn your phone into an ATM, y'all are on my main account. So the account doesn't look like this, but the link is still the same, okay? You guys are gonna click where it says stand.store, and then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through, okay? The price has been marked down. It'll stay down for 10 minutes from $5.97 to $2.49. Scroll down. This is all lifetime access. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. Ladies, the email that you put in is where the access link is going, okay? Sometimes the autocorrect gets you, or sometimes you guys forget that you don't spell gmail.com correctly, right? So just please make sure you quadruple check that. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break this payment up. And then there's a blue button right here that says Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds, you will be receiving that very first email that's coming from Stan, okay? Really like 10 seconds, but let's give it 30 seconds. And then right after that, you'll be receiving a second email from me that says Jasmine Spencer. I am Jasmine Spencer. That second email, that is granting you lifetime access. So there's no dues, fees, none of that, okay? So inside of that second email, there's a yellow button that says join now. I need you to come back to this live and confirm to me that you hit that yellow button and that you are fully inside. Because if there are any technical issues, we will fix it right here on live, okay? So please don't leave me until you confirm that. YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, your instructions are a little bit different. You're gonna leave the live, you're gonna come to my YouTube channel, and you're gonna click right here where it says stand.store. And then here we are, same thing. Become the woman who actually follows through. Mark down to $2.49, scroll down, enter your name, quadruple check your email address, and you can use Afterpay or Klarna, and then start my glow up, okay? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and set the timer. I'm about to send that second email now to those of you guys who have joined already. Give me 1 second. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Give me 1 second. You need to get a snooze. I know. Listen. We're not here to judge phones. We are not here to judge phones, okay? I know. I need to get on Amazon and order me another one, though. You are not lying. You are not lying. Okay, Amber, can you check your email for me? Amber. And you guys, please don't leave my live until you confirm that you got everything. Please, because if there was a spelling mistake, I don't know what your email is supposed to be to fix it. And I don't even know it's a mistake. Okay, so that's why I beg you, do not leave my live until you confirm that you see everything. Amber, I'm waiting on you, babe. Where we at? Tiffany, can you check your email for me? Amber and Tiffany, I'm waiting on you too. Chrissy, Amber, Chrissy, Tiffany, I'm waiting on y'all. All right, Amber, Chrissy, Tiffany, I'm waiting on y'all three. Please don't leave me until you confirm you got your email. All right, we got a few more minutes left. Let's do some affirmations. And also too, the other reason why I want you guys to join immediately, don't wait, is because I want to send that message to you guys as soon as I get off of this live. Remember, we wasted too much time already watching and scrolling. We got to get started, okay? We got to get started. Time is of the essence, all right? So the quicker that you guys respond to me, the quicker we can create a plan just for you. Everyone's schedule is different. Everyone's responsibilities are different. You may be a morning person, someone else may be an evening person, right? So I don't cater anything to everyone. Everyone's goals and dreams and stuff is different. I'm a morning person, right? So I want to know more about you so that we can figure out what works best for you and actually start getting things done. I also told you we got to crawl before we walk and walk before we run. So your starting point is different from someone else's. If you're struggling with camera shyness, well, then you and I are going to address that first before we even start committing to posting consistently, right? But if you're not struggling with camera shyness, then you don't have to go through how to get out of camera shyness first, right? We're just going to start talking about your content and getting that out. So everyone's process is different. Some people have started an ebook, but they haven't finished it, or they might want to change some things, or they want me to give them some feedback on it. So everyone's journey is different. So the sooner you respond, the quicker we can start moving, okay? So that's why I'm telling y'all, please, like, when you enter, just respond. Let's get going, okay? Let's get moving. All right, let's do some affirmations, shall we? Things won't get better until you think better. Things won't get better until you think better. Thank you. 1 second, let me make sure I see you inside. Yes. All right, Amber, you are good. Give me 5 more minutes. I'm going to be inside. So you are good, Amber. I see you. I'm still waiting on Tiffany and Chrissy. Tiffany and Chrissy, I'm still waiting on you. I'm still waiting on you guys. I'm still waiting on you guys. She said I will join next month. For now, I have something to sort out. Absolutely. Just remember, you guys, the longer we wait, the longer we delay. Okay? Things won't get better until you think better. This is why I told you guys, your internal world is a reflection of your external. We gotta start building our confidence. We gotta start changing how we think about things. I cannot make this up. If you are living in a mindset where you don't think you're good at anything, you've tried and something doesn't work, or you're not good enough, or you don't have the time, well, that's exactly why it's not getting done. That's exactly why it's not getting done. And the reason that you have those thoughts is because you lack confidence. Because time and time again, you never stick to the promises that you make to yourself. Until you think better, things will not get better. I spend way more time helping women build their confidence and prioritizing themselves than I ever spend with helping people figure out emails to send to their clients. Because let's be honest, once you build your confidence, once you know that you are truly worthy of success and wealth and happiness, you're not second guessing whether or not you should email someone your prices because you already know you're worthy of it. You're not second guessing, well, maybe I shouldn't post because because you know your video is meant for someone who needs to see it. The way you move is different because we built your confidence. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot stress this enough, okay? There's a method to the madness, you guys. Okay, perfect. Give me 1 second. Let me send you yours. Chrissy, I'm still waiting on you. I'm not sure which live you're on. You guys, I'm on 3 lives. AD Joe, check your email for me. I think you're on YouTube. Check your email for me. Let me know you received everything, and I want you to actually click inside, okay? Chrissy. Y'all, some of y'all been watching my lives. Y'all know how we roll. Please don't leave me till I know you got everything, because I don't know what your email is supposed to be, okay? So I really need y'all to confirm that y'all receive everything. All right, so that's why we got to build your confidence. We've got to build your confidence. And then once you become confident, you don't second guess, well, I don't know if I should do this because I don't want to make this person upset, or I got to do this stuff for this person. No, because now you know you come first. You have to come first. When you get on a plane and they're telling you all the safety precautions, what do they say? Put your air mask on first before you help the person next to you. Some of y'all don't want to live by that. You refuse to live by that. You want to help the person next to you before you help yourself. And that is why things are not getting done. You cannot pour into others until you pour into yourself. And you cannot feel guilty about it either. You cannot carry guilt with you. That is a toxic emotion. Guilt, resentment, shame. Horrible emotions to carry with you every single day. Now those emotions will drain you. I am deserving of joy, success, and love. I am deserving of joy, success, and love. Okay, that was our timer. Chrissy and AD, I'm still waiting on y'all to confirm you received your emails. I am deserving of joy, success, and love. If you don't believe that, that's the problem. If you don't believe that, that's the problem. That's the problem. You are deserving of those things. You are very deserving. Ooh, my struggles don't define me. My struggles, perfect. Let me make sure I see you. My struggles don't define me. I don't see you inside yet, the chosen one. I want you to actually click and enter inside, okay? My struggles don't define me, okay? Just because you're going through something right now does not mean that's how it's always got to be. Doesn't have to stay that way, okay? I'm gonna show you guys one more time and we're gonna close it out. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in. Okay, I'll show you guys right now. You're gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice, come to my profile. You're gonna click where it says stand.store. Remember, TikTok #1, turn your phone to an ATM. Y'all are on my main account, so the profile does not look like this, but the link is still the same, okay? And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through, and it is marked down to 249. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, I don't mind. Enter your name, quadruple check your email address, and then click this blue button right here that says start my glow up, okay? And then YouTube, all you guys have to do is leave the live, come to my channel, and then click where it says stand.store, all right? And then same thing, here we are. Become the woman who follows through, okay? All right, let me check again. 1 second. Okay, but did you see the email that says Jasmine Spencer? Let me show you what that email looks like. This is what the email looks like. It might be in your spam. So here we are. I need you to confirm that you received that email. It might be in spam, or if you're in Gmail, it might be in the promotional tab. Gmail does separate. All right, so it might be in spam or it might be in the promotional tab. There's a second email that says Jasmine Spencer invited you to join Glowup Academy, okay? So click on that second email, and then you'll see a yellow button that says join now. And once you click that, you have full access inside of Glowup Academy, okay? So let me know you did that. Chrissy, girl. Okay, perfect. Thank you, thank you. Chrissy, she might not even be on here no more. Okay. We'll do a few more while I wait for the chosen one. Self-love empowers me to be my best version every single day. Self-love empowers me to be my best version every single day. I can't stress this enough. This is why we got to build the confidence. Because now you know you're worthy of these things that we're talking about, and it becomes a non-negotiable. You don't care what's going on. You're going to put 20 minutes aside to work on your content. You're going to put 20 minutes aside to work on your business. It's not up for discussion. That's the new standard, because you have that self-love, because you know you are worthy of those things, and you never want to go back to how you used to feel when you weren't putting yourself first, when you weren't showing up for yourself. Okay? That's why this entire live was spent way more on mindset and building ourselves up than it was about sales techniques. Because the sales come when you know that you're worthy of it, because you're going to show up consistently. You're not second guessing, I don't know if I should go live because I don't know what to say. You know that what you say is powerful. You own it, you embody it, and your audience can feel it because you built yourself up. Okay? Okay. Period. Stand on that. Give y'all a few more seconds. All right. Ooh. I have the power to create the life I want. I have the power to create the life I want. Anything, and I mean anything, that is not giving you the results that you want in your life, you have the power to fix it. You have the power to change it. But it's going to require you to execute. It's not up for discussion. You got to execute, ladies. Get off of these apps. You have watched enough lives. I tell my students, if you want to watch my content, you better be listening while you're moving. Do not be sitting still watching my YouTube videos. You better have your earbud in while you're getting your steps in. You better have your earbud in while you're setting up to record your content, and you can listen that way. But I do not want you, or you can be listening to me while you're driving. But I don't want you just sitting, just watching. No, and that's real. Because honestly, I'm being real. Yes, the views help me get more on the AdSense. Absolutely. I'm not even going to hold you. But at the end of the day, what will make me the most happiest is that you actually work towards your goals. And you're not going to be able to do that if you're just sitting there watching. So the only time I want you listening to me is if you're in movement. That's the only time. Or if you're taking your shower. I listen to stuff while I'm showering, yes, but you're in movement, you're in motion, you're not just idle. No more idle, okay? Chosen one, are we in there? Oh, okay, I see. You are good to go. All right, you guys, that is it. Make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me. They do steal my videos now. They sure do. And they make fake accounts and they turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets. YouTube, make sure you subscribe. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me. I truly enjoyed you. Have an amazing Saturday. For those of you guys who joined, I'm hopping in now. You'll get a message from me in the next 5 minutes or so. For those of you guys who didn't, I'm glad you're getting the results that you want. Keep doing what you're doing. Have an amazing rest of your day, okay? Bye, YouTube.